Like when you think back to you missed most of last season, you were around here, but when you get out there down the field, there's a lot of guys that you see ahead of you that weren't on the team or weren't playing. I mean, does it seem new?
Not anymore. You know, we had some OTAs to kind of get used to everybody, start filling each other out. So, you know, a lot of these guys are not from around the league anyway, so it's not really that different.
You have been one of the veterans on the defense, and now you got a lot of guys. You guys added with a lot of experience. How's that changed things?
I mean, we just added depth to our experience. You know, the more experience you get out there on the field, the better.
What about leadership-wise, though? Because you were one of the leaders that they lost last year, and now you brought up a bunch of winners and Pro Bowlers and stuff on that side of the ball. Does the leadership aspect change, though?
No, that doesn't change for me. I think when I step out on that field, I always feel like a leader.
Does it help, though, have another leader?
Oh, yeah, for sure, definitely. We have guys at every position that has, you know, had a lot of success in this league. So, you know, the more leaders you can get, the better, obviously.
Charles talked last week about how the communication on defense was a lot better than it had been. Is that sort of what happens when you have so many veterans on there who can understand things, communicate and all that?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you play this game long enough, you start to realize that the communication is a very important part of it. So, you know, you got the guys that, like I said, had a lot of success in this league. You know, they know what it takes to win. Communication is a big part of it.
How did you keep yourself sane last year, having to not be able to play for that long of a stretch?
It was difficult, you know, sitting out. You know, I love the game. Like I said, I tell you all the time, I love playing football. And, you know, I got a lot of guys on the team that help keep my spirits high. You know, I'll stay surrounded with positive guys like McFadden, you know, Marcel, those guys. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they kind of help lift my spirits, so to say.
As time went on, did you think you were going to wind up playing again, or was it pretty clear that it wasn't coming back fast enough?
No, I thought I was going to be able to play them last couple of weeks, but, you know, just getting out there, I knew I couldn't go out there and perform at the level I wanted to, and I think Coach seen that when I got back, and he told me to shut it down.
Did that help you through the early parts of your rehab, kind of having that carrot out there? I might be able to play, that kind of keep your motivation focused?
Oh yeah, I was definitely chasing the rabbit. You know, I thought I was going to be able to get back out there, so I was pushing it. I was pushing it every week.
This is the most talented defense you've played on here?
Talent-wise, there's a lot of winners on our defense. You know, a lot of guys that had a lot of success. You know, guys like Tuck and Woodley. You know, there's a lot of great defensive players out there. So one of the most talented defenses, I can definitely say that.
Having missed most of last year, it hurt at the time. I'm sure, but the fact that you missed all those games, are you healthier now? Your whole body? And is it a blessing?
Yes, I guess it's definitely a blessing to just be able to get back out there on the field and do what I love to do. So, yeah, definitely a blessing like that.
What's it like to play with Charles?
You know, only got to play with him 2 games, but those,
right.
You know, going out there and practicing with Charles, you know, it's easy. You know, he knows what to look for. He knows I don't have to line him up. You know, he's one less guy I got to worry about out there. And I think he gives me a lot of tips, and you know, always come to the sideline like, hey, what do you think I could have did different on this play? And you know, he had a lot of wisdom.
Given that you guys both have that versatility that we asked him last week, having Tyvon back, could that help free you up to do more things? Like, can you guys kind of be interchangeable?
Oh yeah, definitely. We both play very similar. You know, he's more of a ball hawk than I am, but you know, I think I'm more of a hitter than he is. So we balance each other out. We do things differently, but we're very versatile. We both can play inside, outside, play deep.
Tyvon, Coach Allen said after practice that he agreed that, you know, the charity basketball game was for a good cause, but that he kind of disagreed that some of the guys were playing in that. What are your thoughts were? I know it's for a foundation that you support, so there's that going for it. But getting out there and risking, did you feel like you were risking injury? Was there any debate as to whether or not you should play or not?
I think anytime you got a chance to get out there and get back to the community and get involved in anything charitable, you know, I'm all for it. So to me, I just wanted to get out there and have fun with the community.
Mm-hmm. Is it kind of one of those things where, you know, some of the guys, they like to hoop on the free time anyways, so it's kind of like the same thing, it's risking the same amount of injury, I guess?
I guess, you know, that's at your discretion what you want to do. I mean, off-season, you know, we understand the risk that's involved with working out. Anytime you're working out away from the facility, you know, you put yourself at risk. But, you know, guys do what they have to do to stay in shape. You know, everybody does it differently.
At what point were you 100%? When were you really all the way back from your injury?
I really didn't know I was all the way back, I guess, until OTAs. You know, just getting back on the field. You know, there's nothing you can do to simulate football. And you know, going through drills and stuff, you always feel healthy. You know, because you know when you're gonna break and you know where the bag's at and where the cone is. But it's different when you're going out there and reacting. And I think OTAs is like when I first started realizing I was back.
What did you learn from the sidelines last year?
Watching from the sideline, you see things in a whole nother perspective. You know, if I could play the game from the sideline, you know, I think I have a lot more plays under my belt. But you know, just sitting back and I think it helped my leadership role. You know, being able to lead from the sideline and not actually being out there and guys seeing you play. You know, I think that helped me a lot.
Tyvon, taking a look at what you've seen from defensive coordinator Jason Tarver the last 2 years, plus all the new additions on defense, what kind of defense do you think you can be and how do you fit in it?
I think we're going to be a talented defense, obviously, with the guys that we have. And whatever he wants me to do, I'm going to do it. And, you know, that's the kind of relationship that the kind of guys we have here now is guys just want to do whatever it takes to win. And I think that's going to help us a lot on our defense.
You mentioned you hung out with some positive people like Darren and Marcel. Darren's had his share of setbacks himself, injuries. You're amazed how he's always able to stay upbeat. And what's your take on Darren and his attitude, I guess?
I mean, it's twofold. You know, when he's down, we help pick him up. So, you know, it's kind of, when I went down, he was there to step up for me and help me get through it. And, you know, we built relationships off the field as well. So when you got guys like that around you, you know, it's hard to go into the tank.
How fine is that line, Tyvon, where you got team veterans like yourself, Darren, Marcel, guys that have been here for years, you know what it's like to be a Raider, so to speak. But then you get this infusion of veterans who have won Super Bowls and have rings. How do you guys mesh those two thought processes together so that you guys do have a good cohesion in that locker room?
You know, the crazy thing about it, the mentality is not really different. You know, they had the same mentality we had, they just had a little more success at it. And so when you get guys like that's done it before, you know, they might tell you a couple tips and things, but everybody go out there with the same mentality. Everybody wants to win games, you know, and just guys have more success than others.
Seems like whether you talk to your coach or even some of your teammates, seems to be like there's a lot of confidence in this group. You know, guys have even said, hey, we can be a playoff team, or we can do a lot better than we have. Do you share in that attitude, or are you kind of getting caught up in, hey, we're going to make some progress this season?
I'm not. I mean, I go out there every game with the mentality of let's win. You know, that don't change. Whether we, you know, 12-0 or 1-12, I'm gonna go out there with the same mentality. Like, let's go out here and get this W. And so I think sky's the limit for every team. Every team that I played on so far, I went into the season thinking sky's the limit for us.